feet!
Replacing number 27, John Eustace, is number 5, Marshall.
I think Forshaw's had a good game today. Go on, Mac. Go on. Have him, Mac.
Why can you get a free kick one way or the other there?
He's dead.
Bad as each other and shit as each other. How can you get that if you have the ball?
We'll leave it to them for two.
Oh dear. Oh, wow, pretty cold one today. At Ewood, the wind was extremely strong, so got a bit of a runny nose today after that one. The football didn't help warm me up much either. A day to not really remember for Rovers. Could have been so different. I've seen a photo of the supposed offside goal from Dom Hyam. It doesn't look offside to me at a glance, whether it was or not. It's very touch and go if it was. And also there's the Cogbo apparent dive, which, you know, from where I was sat, albeit in the Blackburn end, so I'm looking at the other side of the pitch, I thought it was a penalty, but, you know, clearly wasn't given it, and could have found ourselves 2-0 up. And then obviously Wolves kind of go and do the inevitable at that point when, we've had two kind of bites at the cherry, two unlucky moments there, and go put the ball in the back of the net with a really sloppy goal. The ball from Danny Bath into Todd Cantwell is nowhere near good enough, and then Todd loses it, and then a series of mistakes, and it somehow ends up trickling over the line after quite a poor attempt at a save from Toff in that, who's not really, I didn't watch the Borough game, but from what I've saw of him against Coventry and today, hasn't filled me with much confidence, I'll be honest, about his ability. Is he Wolstead levels? By no means, no. But I think it's hard to be that bad, to be honest with you. And then the second goal, it's just Cunha putting it in from an extremely tight angle. Again, should Toff do better? Maybe, but it's a hard one to kind of blame him for that. I feel like that is just a player who is definitely too good for Wolves, and playing against a Blackburn Rovers side. You give him space like that, and he's going to put it away from such a tight angle. And yeah, it's a world class finish, really. But overall, after the two goals were scored by Wolves, they didn't threaten too much. They had a few chances on the counter, as you would kind of expect, but Rovers equally never really had a chance either after that. Cantwell blazed one over the bar, but other than that, I couldn't tell you another chance we really had. And he's got to be doing better, really, Cantwell, when it comes to his shots. It's not good enough. Whenever he does shoot, it's never on target, seemingly. And yeah, it's starting to become a bit of a problem now when, obviously, he's your highest earner and he needs to start chipping in a bit more, to be honest with you. And I do think he affects the overall play positively. But he definitely does need to start adding a few more assists if he's not going to be scoring. So, and I can kind of sense the mood in the stands that he's starting to annoy some of the fans now, and they're starting to turn on him a little bit, just like they seemingly did at Rangers. And obviously, he's not one to kind of like that treatment, it would seem. So hopefully it doesn't kind of turn toxic. Hopefully he can start to produce the goods like we know he can do soon. My mind always goes back to Middlesbrough away, where he did win us that game with the kind of magic he pulled for Dom Hyam's goal. But yeah, just a hard one to take today. We just weren't at the races. On a positive note, Cardboard looks good. He impressed me today. He's clearly just got raw pace, and after he beat two men right at the start of the game, they were having to double up on him, which is always a good thing. That they're having to double up. It obviously frees space up for other players, and even when the defences start to realise that he's fast, it means the whole defence has to sit back an extra few yards to accommodate, doesn't it? So it seems a good signing from what I've seen thus far. Dennis looked promising. Some decent hold-up play whenever the ball was going up to him. Didn't really have an opportunity for today, unfortunately. And there were a few people around me saying, you could kind of tell that he hasn't kicked a ball for 9 months. I think it's 10 months actually, but yeah. Understandable, I suppose. And then Yuri at left back, a solid performance today, nothing amazing, but I liked his overlapping runs. He was always an option, definitely faster than a Harry Pickering. So I'd like to kind of see him. I'd like to see him start against West Brom. I think Cardboard needs to be starting, and I'd I'd possibly even start Dennis on the wing and put McTar down the middle. So the wingers we kind of have to choose from just aren't inspiring at all right now. Hedges, Dolan, you can play Vyman out there, Dewberry. Dewberry had a fairly poor game today, lost the ball so many times. Dolan came on and was awful, just so frustrating. Hedges, he came on as well, didn't do nothing of note, but he never really does. And Vyman is a goal scorer and a poacher, but he's no winger. So I genuinely would just chuck him at the wall, see what sticks. We just look so stale right now, and just don't look exciting, or I don't even know what the words are really, but yeah, it's not really good enough at the minute, and something has to change. So you can just hope that these signings maybe give us the impotence to go on and change our fortune, because you just don't know where the next win's coming from at the minute. It's not been good enough for a while now. Even before January, obviously we're starting to drop off, and yeah, it needs to change quickly if we are going to make the playoffs. I don't know how we're still within a shout really of the playoffs, but we are where we are. And I mean, obviously a big thing is going to be whether Eustace stays, I suppose. We may have a podcast talking about this on the channel soon, but yeah, these rumours seem a lot more real, let's say, than the Coventry and the West Brom links, where we've apparently told Derby that if they want Eustace, they have to pay £750,000 in compensation to take him off our hands. I would be absolutely gutted if we lost Eustace, despite the current run of form not being great. I'll be honest. You still look at this squad and where it finished last season, where people thought we'd finish this season, and you've got to say fair play to John Eustace. He's getting probably as much out of his squad as any manager would, to be fair to him. So it would be a real shame to lose Eustace, but could I blame him? No. I don't think Derby have buckets of money, but they will almost certainly back him more with money than he would here. There's not many clubs in the Championship, if any, that would back him less than we do, a manager, and I do think he must be frustrated. It seemed he never wanted Arne Sigurdsson to go, despite what we all kind of thought. So, when he was having his pre-match interview for this game, the question was kind of posed to him about Sigurdsson being left out the 25-man squad, and there was kind of a sigh as he was asked the question, and yeah, did not seem happy about it at all. And he's proved this season, to be fair, Siggy, that he can come on and be an impact. Obviously the Oxford goal won us that game. He probably would have been my choice to drop out the squad nevertheless, because it does seem like we'll probably move him on to maybe a Scandinavian club or an American club, and ultimately he does only have 6 months left on his contract. But I think maybe instead of getting Dennis and Woodrow, I think maybe he wanted us to spend a bit of money on bringing someone in for a few million, not get Dennis in on a loan and Woodrow in on a loan, which I clearly don't think he's happy about. So yeah, be interesting to see what kind of transpires at the end there. Fans were chanting his name as he kind of did his walk around clapping the fans, and there was nothing kind of there from him to suggest that yeah, I'm definitely staying, kind of badge and kissing it and whatnot, you know. Kind of was a bit of a passive reaction from Eustace, so well, who knows, it's going to be interesting, and I think, you know, fans will turn if he goes. Fans will not be happy in the slightest, so yeah, on to the next one, I suppose. West Brom don't go there confident, I'll be honest, and Tony Mowbray is obviously manager, so be an interesting game to see Eustace kind of go up against a manager who he's been compared to a few times at his time with us now, saying he's kind of, you know, a younger Tony Mowbray. Well, that's it for now. Cheers for watching, guys. Not the best day at the office for Rovers, but yeah, let's hope these new signings can change our form, because we desperately need that now. So yeah, on to the next one. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and whatnot, and yeah, I'll see you for the next home game probably.